So, my last guest today is working on Öland, a small island outside the east coast of Sweden, and on a project called Cultivator. And here to talk to me about that is Mathieu Vrijman, or Vrijman. And could you just tell me what this project is?
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Cultivator is then a group of farmers and artists where we call ourselves an experimental platform for art and agriculture. And Friend Farm, the project that we did here, it's a bit complex, but it's on the island we have started to help out each other, like in the creative sector. We, because of like small marginals, so we help to renovate houses, kids watching, it can be whatever. And part of this system was Nyandi Kila, is in Tanzanian, and he was a guest worker for a long time here in Sweden. He inherited the farm and then asked also a cultivator, like, can we do something with this concept? And two farms, our farm and his farm, and then all these other friends also joined up because we owe him. And it's a bit the concept of to maybe think of guest workers. It would be nice if we would all return this favor to all the guest workers that are here to work at their farm for a while. So we've been there as a study trip, and right here we are more doing a kind of brainstorm, because it's a lot of brains and minds in this project. So we are figuring out exactly how can we sustainable make a relationship between Upperotto, the farm in Tanzania, and a farm on Öland, and the community surrounding that. So it's not only farming, but it is. Yeah.
Do you all live together? I'm curious. How many people are involved? Is it a communal thing that you actually where you live?
No. It has a bit of 70s feeling, but it's
I was just going to say that.
No, it's we live very close together. But it's my brother-in-law who is the farmer. He has an organic farm, and he's been a third-generation farmer on Öland. It is kind of family related. So it's my sister, my wife's sister, had also the farm. So we move, like the buildings are close, and we are helping each other a lot. And if you come as an artist to our residence, you will walk with some cows and work on the field and so on. But it's not that we live together in that way, no.
Oh, all right. Because I was getting visions when I was visiting your booth. I was getting visions of it's sourdough bread and it's you know. And I understand that you throw like big parties where everyone's invited a huge dinner. Is that right?
Where there's different events that a bit got mixed up. So we did a one time a dinner between cows and people, and that became a bit known. And the other event was an international conference gathering the groups in the world, because it's a quite growing concept within art to work with food production art, activism art. And they asked us to do a conference. We thought conference a bit boring, so we do a wedding between art and agriculture. So that is another event that happened in 2010, which was meant to see how this family can meet and work on. And,
cool. But so, what is your goal? What do you hope for? Because you mentioned if guest workers come and we then in return work for them, because I understand that it has to do with sort of sustainability, and you can't just produce and
it's different. This project is a bit concept, a little bit complex to talk about, but it's different issues in it. One thing is to just forget money, and it's possible. We've been able to save a lot of money and so on by helping each other out. And the other aspect is that we have these global challenges that we have now. So for us it's important that we start to think together. So it doesn't matter that it's Tanzania or wherever. We are interested in the countryside, urban and rural question. Like how is that relationship between cities and the rural, and the rural in the global rural should start to sit together and think out together and learn the best stuff from each other, from this off-grid systems from this, and then maybe from India you have something like this, and then mix up until we get a good rural way of living. So that would be one of the aims, like.
So, but you're now right in the city.
Yeah.
And what do you think? So my last question would be this: what do you think that a city, a larger city, can gain and learn from a rural area?
One thing is that we have to, of course, understand that that's where everything is produced. So that respect should become more. And then it's a lot of stuff, also with networking, like how do you deal with each other on the countryside? And there is a longing that is growing in the urban cities, and you have urban farming, you have guerrilla gardening, and so the longing to live more rural, even in the city, is growing and is also possible. So for me, it is more about we have to start thinking about if there comes here 50 million more people, which there probably will, with climate change and everything. Then we maybe have to create new cities, and maybe they should be more rural. A kind of combination of how you live urban and rural fused. So, that's a lot. Yeah, I can talk a lot about that. So you have not so much time.
No, but I totally get it. So, well, Mathieu, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And that is it for today. Please join us tomorrow for the third and last installment of this talk show. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.